All right, folks, welcome back to the Crisis Report. It is February 12th, 2025. This one is called Trump Makes Peace. And I know we haven't done the Crisis Report this way on this channel in quite some time, but I'm trying out a few new things. I was talking, if you guys remember, I used to go and do some things with Sage Outcast, and his channel's been doing well, and he always, whenever he does, he actually taught me how to use StreamYard, and he's a good dude. And so um, we don't agree with some things politically, but he is a good person. So um, he contacted me and said, "Hey, try going vertical. It might help some things." And so we're going to try that tonight. We're going to go vertical, see how it goes. So yeah. So here we are. I'm going to put it into dark mode. I wanted to see what that did for me. So we are going to get started. I appreciate you being here. If you could hit that old like button and share it and all that kind of stuff, we're going to see how this goes. But yeah, let's see what a banner looks like. Oh, there it is. Wow, very cool. So yeah, we're here. We're live. We're vertical. Vertical is good because vertical means that they can put you into the shorts stream. And when you go portrait, which is the sideways style, you can't. And so that is something that Mr. Sage taught me. And so we're just going to see um, how it goes. Uh, oh, you're here now, Scrappy. That's all that matters. Thanks for being here. All right, so yeah, this looks pretty interesting. Let's see how it goes, and we'll do a little wrap up and see how people think about all of this, what they think, and all that. But let's just manipulate the screen real quick. All right, good. Manipulate it a little bit more, see how it does for you, what it does for me, and there it is. Interesting. Okay, I think we are ready to roll. Friends, thanks so much for being here. Yeah, do hit the buttons and stuff. We're on dark mode. We're on. I thought about maybe even bringing back the mask or something like it. We'll see. I'm kicking that one around live stream. Monday, I'm going to be live streaming with Hudson Valley Preparedness on his channel with Mr. Livingston Man. That will be at 7 p.m. So not completely confirmed. We got to get Livingston Man on board, who is their kind of their producer type thing. Good guy, great, funny historian, knows his stuff. So we're going to see about that and possibly go live together. So I am going to get started. Thanks for being here. Scrappy, you'll get it down. You know, it is what it is. So let's get started. Let's do the crisis report. February 12th, 2025. Israel's expanding occupation in Syria by Clash report. Israel has seized 664.3 square kilometers of Syrian territory since the fall of the Assad regime. Israel plans to maintain 3 brigades in the security zone throughout 2025, suggest a permanent presence in Syria. Without Ukraine, according to Zelensky, Europe will be occupied. To launch an offensive, the attacking force must outnumber the defenders by at least 3-1. Without Ukraine, Russia already has that ratio against Europe. So, Elon Musk now says that NATO needs an overhaul. Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov says there are threats from Israel and the United States to resume the military operation in Gaza, and we are seeking to prevent this from happening. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov: Russia has never discussed and will not discuss the issue of exchanging its territories. This is impossible. Ukrainian units will be expelled from Russian territory or destroyed. So yeah, there's been the uh, they wanted to change and say, hey, we'll give you Kursk back if you give us like the Donetsk or whatever. I think that was always the intention with that whole excursion into Kursk, Donetsk, whatever. Um, it's not working. So here we are. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov, yep, we already got that one. Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi will not attend White House talks as long as the displacement of Gazans remains on the table. Study by the International Institute for the Strategic Studies shows Russia's defense budget now exceeds the combined military spending of all European countries, including the UK and EU members. Russian defense spending surged 42% in 2023 to 13.1 trillion rubles, or $462 billion, surpassing Europe's 457 billion, and that's up 12%. Putin has placed Russia's economy on a war footing, prioritizing defense despite economic strain. In 2024, military spending is set to rise another 13.7% to 15.6 trillion rubles, or 7.5% of their GDP, making up 40% of Russia's federal budget. Despite mounting costs, Russia can still sustain the war, though the financial burden is significant. Iran Supreme Leader Khamenei stresses the need to advance Iran's military and missile capabilities, stating, progress must not stop. We once set a limit on missile accuracy, but that limit is no longer relevant. We must move forward. There's a lot of belligerence and stuff on between Iran and America and all that today. So, oh, you didn't get a notice of the live? Yeah, I like how because I'm on StreamYard, they've got this ratio shit going on with this 45, when normally by now I've got like 100 people. So, that's kind of what I wanted to see. I wanted to see what this does and what they do to it. To say they've been messing around with these channels is the understatement of the world. I was actually talking to Hudson Valley about this. We're going to be talking a lot about that on Monday. It was an interesting thing too today in the press conference with the new press conference person, Levitt. The person in the special chair was the CEO from Rumble, and they were asking about what the administration is doing to try to protect free speech and all that around the world and here at home. So, those people in the back, and they're there. They will, whether they get it now or they get it later, they're going to get it. It's it's coming. We're going to see it. It's. I mean, I think so. Maybe not. Maybe they're just going to let YouTube be YouTube, but they're getting everywhere else. So I think they're going to figure out. I mean, didn't YouTube take Donald Trump's channel down or something like that? So I'm sure there's a little bit of a bone to pick. We'll have to see. But yep, enjoy this now. Enjoy it now. It's coming. Mark Rutte stated that he takes seriously Danish intelligence reports about a possible Russian attack on NATO countries. Putin will lose if he attacks NATO. The results will be catastrophic, he said. Israeli troops will be in southern Lebanon after the extension of the implementation period of the Lebanon ceasefire agreement, an Israeli military spokesman said. Egypt will finish developing comprehensive vision for Gaza reconstruction next week, according to Al Arabiya. United States Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the United States sees Ukraine restoring its 2014 borders and says that is unrealistic. The United States also does not consider Ukraine's accession to NATO a realistic one or a realistic outcome. There will be no U.S. forces in Ukraine. Good job. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the Trump-led U.S. will prioritize containing China and the Indo-Pacific. Beijing is a threat to U.S. interests, and that is correct. Oh, look at that. They're up to 60 now on the people here. I guess someone in the back is listening. Kremlin, Putin reaffirms support for Syria's unity, sovereignty, and territorial integrity. in talks with President al-Sharaa of Syria. Putin reaffirms support for Syria's unity, sovereignty, and territorial integrity in talks with President al-Sharaa. Israeli Defense Minister Katz, if Hamas does not release the Israeli hostages by Saturday, the gates of HE double hockey sticks will be opened for them, just as the U.S. president promised. Israeli Defense Minister Katz said the war will be fiercer than before the ceasefire, and we will fulfill Trump's vision. Israel Defense Minister Katz said the war will, got that one double. Sisi and King Abdullah say that it is important to rebuild Gaza without displacing Palestinians. They're keen to cooperate with Trump to lead efforts for a two-state solution. Sisi and King Abdullah say that it is important to rebuild Gaza without displacing Palestinians. They are keen to cooperate with Trump to lead efforts for a two-state solution. Tulsi Gabbard has been confirmed as the U.S. Director of National Intelligence. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov says that Putin agreed with Trump that a long-term settlement in Ukraine would be achieved through negotiations. Taiwan detects 62 Chinese aircraft as United States ships transit waters. Putin will be ready for major war in Europe in 5 years and expects to get away with attacking NATO, according to Danish intelligence warning. We cover this over on PrepperNow. Honestly, I think it's just a way for them to stoke up to get those countries to the 5% threshold of defense. Right now, I mean, I don't see Russia is just deciding to go off and attack anything. If anything, it seems like they kind of want to put the Ukraine thing into the win category and start to do things there, but we'll see. Trump fires U.S. aid inspector general, according to reports. Good. Russian citizen jailed in the United States released in exchange for Fogel, according to the Kremlin. And Russia rejects swapping occupied territory with Ukraine. Trump's 25% steel aluminum tariffs add on to Canada and Mexico duties, according to the White House. Putin plans Intervision, an international song show without perversion to counter the Eurovision Song Contest. I don't know if you have ever seen Eurovision. Please. Hey, Roddy Hood, thank you so much for doing that, man. I'm over reading my thing. Poor Bastard, thank you so much for that as well. Thank you, guys. Jay Flo, thank you very much. This is very nice of you all. I'm over here just reading away and, came on over to check to see I'm getting F'd by YouTube. And you guys are being all nice to me. Thank you so much. See what happens, YouTube? These are actually giving in kind people, but of course, when you suppress the crap out of channels, they want to leave, like Native Voice just did, and others. So maybe instead of trying to manipulate things in a political way, maybe you should just get a better political platform, because I think it's pretty much consensus that leftism and progressive fascism sucks. Moving on. Yeah, the Eurovision thing is weird. It's like it makes the Super Bowl halftime show look like a church concert. Germany's leftist Chancellor Olaf Scholz called a black politician nothing more than a fig leaf and the court jester of the CDU party in a racist outburst. Okay. Hegseth says that this war must end, but a return to Ukraine's pre-2014 borders is an unrealistic objective. South Korea's Mint has halted gold bar sales as supply tightens. I actually put a lot of stuff out at the end of this, and I put it out on the PrepperNow. The gold market for just regular old retail stuff is really going tight right now. And there's not a lot of inventory out there. And I'll get to it. It's a post at the end. But they think that we're going back to a gold standard here pretty soon. And a lot of countries are buying up gold and then putting it into safe havens. countries like America. All right, so United States Navy Boeing EA-18G Growler crashed into San Diego Bay during training exercise. The EA-18G Growler is designed for electronic warfare. It is intense um, video of that thing going down in the water. Iran is developing a plan to overthrow Syrian President Ahmad al-Shara. Iranian plan to overthrow the Syrian government led by President Ahmad al-Shara was planned at a secret meeting in the Iraqi city of Najaf, sources of the newspaper of Turkey have revealed. Israeli official to Axios says the chance of increasing the hostages releasing the chance of releasing the hostages, we can do this, on Saturday has greatly diminished. Netanyahu told the cabinet that Israel will get American support to destroy Hamas and do whatever it wants in Gaza. That actually might be changing now, so we'll have that at the end. Russian Federation President Vladimir Putin invited Trump to Moscow, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov stated. The UN welcomes the conversation between Putin and Trump, the Secretary General's office said. The United Nations added it is ready to help resolve the crisis in Ukraine if asked to do so. According to the Community Security Trust, more than 3,500 anti-Semitic incidents took place in the United Kingdom in 2024 alone. Russia and Sudan have concluded an agreement on the establishment of a Russian naval base near Port Sudan. Kind of big news today. President Putin has invited Trump to visit Moscow in the near term, according to Dmitry Peskov. Oh, we got to 16 minutes. Now they can raise me up another 10. All right, 22 minutes, Borg. I want to see you get me up into the 80s. President Putin has invited Trump to Moscow, according to sources in a closed-door meeting between the chiefs of the armed forces and the supreme leader today. The order was given to increase the range and accuracy of Iran's ballistic missiles. Coast Guard intercepted 132 Haitians aboard a boat south of Florida Keys and sent them all back home. Good. J.D. Vance's 12-year-old relative has been denied a heart transplant because she's got no Judy. No jab. What year is this? Seriously. I got a feeling he's going to bring a little bit of his clout into that and change things. Worcester, Massachusetts City Council has voted to designate the city as a sanctuary for sex change and gender diverse individuals. Okay. Oh, there it is. IRS has warned taxpayers that some refunds may take longer to process following a federal tax return. CEO of Rumble just asked Carolyn Levitt how President Trump will dismantle the global free speech censorship cartel, and she answered masterfully. If you're in the back and one of the wonderful employees of Google or YouTube who will be looking for a new job here pretty soon, let's see, start to fire everybody. This post is what I was talking about earlier, and why, enjoy this. Just enjoy this right now, because the tide is turning pretty quickly. The pendulum is swinging back. She said, Rumble was the victim of censorship at the hands of multiple foreign governments. Can you describe what the administration will do to protect U.S. interests and values worldwide? As for tangible actions that the president has signed, he did sign an executive order, I believe, on day one, certainly within the first week of the administration, to restore free speech and stop government-sponsored censorship here at home. And the EO made it very clear that federal employees are not allowed to engage in any activity that would infringe upon the American people's right of free expression. So supposedly people that are working in the background aren't of any kind of a security or American government type employment, but I've heard otherwise in a lot of cases. And there's a lot of people working back there that are with the Central Intelligence Agency. So, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking they might want to check themselves. So they don't care though, do they? No, they don't. It's coming. It's coming. Europe is preparing to seize Russian oil exporting tankers in the Baltic Sea. European countries are holding behind the scenes talks on large scale seizures of Moscow's oil exporting tankers in the Baltic Sea. This is a direct act of war. After being disconnected from the Russian grid, electricity prices in the Baltics have exploded. Prices have more than doubled per megawatt hour in less than 3 days, and now average is 146.83 euros per megawatt hour. According to news.err, Estonia is expected to receive a price of 190 euros per megawatt hour by Tuesday. U.S. President Donald Trump delivers a message to the people of Jordan, convincing them that their king is doing the right thing. You are very, very fantastic people and tremendous brilliance and energy. You have a king who is a tremendous man, all tremendous, very tremendous. The king has been helping Israel in recent months, including by fully activating the Air Force against Iranian missiles flying towards Israel, my favorite nation, and opening the skies to Israeli jets. Yesterday, he also said that he was ready to start accepting Palestinian refugees, whom Trump and Netanyahu have said they are preparing to remove from Gaza. And that's where the riff is. Trump says he will first meet Putin in Saudi Arabia. Hand grenade was thrown by gangster into a bar in Grenoble, France. 12 people have been injured, including 2 in serious condition. Judge issued a ruling clearing the way for Trump and Musk's federal resignation program to continue tonight, lifting a prior ruling that blocked it. And I'm very happy to say, I think we're at almost 80,000 people that have taken such a thing. Some random dude. Thanks for being a member for so long. Yeah, they're supposedly, anyway, yeah, 80,000. They might get to 100,000 people taking them up on their offer. Judge issues ruling clearing the way for Trump's federal resignation program to continue. Attorney General Pam Bondi has filed charges against New York Governor Kathy Hochul and New York Attorney General Letitia James. Okay. That's going somewhere. Israel is considering significant strikes on Iran nuclear sites this year, U.S. intelligence agencies have warned. Trump says he is wanting the Department of Education to be immediately closed and calls it a big con job. And he is correct. It's redundant, it's unnecessary. Trump administration is considering tapping into the Department of Defense funding to hire contractors, a move that would vastly expand the scale and scope of immigrant arrests and deportations in the United States, according to NBC. Rostelcom's cable connecting Kingship with Kaliningrad has been damaged again in the Gulf of Finland. So another cable has, been hit. So sorry, I'm reading something from another thing. Well, you're not wrong. All right. Several German Navy ships have been sabotaged. Baltic Sea bases have had intrusions via both land and sea, and staff has been approached. One sabotage included several kilograms of metal shavings in the engine of a yet to be christened corvette. Ooh, that'll do some damage. Since the fall of Bashar al-Assad's regime, Israel has so far seized about 664 0.3 square kilometers of Syrian territory. Israel has announced that it plans to keep 3 military brigades stationed in the security zone in Syria until the end of 2025, indicating its permanent presence in Syria. Israel remains on Lebanese soil. The Israeli army has announced the extension of the ceasefire agreement in Lebanon and announced that its forces will remain on Lebanese soil. This is while the Lebanese side has told the ceasefire monitor committee that it firmly opposes this request. NATO Secretary General Rutte threatened Putin with crushing response in case of an attack. Quote, if he decides to attack the alliance, don't even think about it. He will lose. The response will be simply crushing because we know how powerful our defense potential is. Translation, please spend 5% of your GDP on NATO so I can still gallivant around. Sincerely, Mr. Rutte. United States under Trump prioritizes containing China in the Indo-Pacific region. Beijing has threatened national interests of Washington, U.S. Secretary of Defense Hegseth said. Trump stresses Hamas must release all hostages, including all Americans, by Saturday. U.S. Special Envoy for Hostage Affairs, 3 detainees released from Belarus, including 1 citizen, U.S. citizen, according to CNN. Another step towards the Ezekiel War, ? Sudan and Russia have agreed on everything regarding the creation of a Russian naval base, the head of the Republic's foreign ministry has stated. Hamas has reached an agreement with the Egyptian mediators to resume the hostage release deal in its original form in exchange for caravans and fuel. Supplies will enter Gaza on Thursday, and Hamas will announce 3 hostages for release on Saturday. Israel will once again choose to push through with the shameful ceasefire agreement. Why? The guilt felt by our nation and its leaders regarding the hostages and the duty to release as many of them as possible while they are still alive trumps all other considerations. Hamas knows this very sensitive spot, which is exactly why so many were kidnapped on October 7th. This is their winning card. They know they can extort our political and military leadership because the Jewish people sanctify life. Obviously, this is an Amir Sarfati one. So if you're asking me what is going to happen on this Saturday at noon, I will simply say nothing. The scheduled release of hostages in exchange for excessive humanitarian aid and the release of terrorists from our prisons will take place. Not all will be released, and no HE-double hockey sticks will break out. Sadly, a businessman sitting in a White House across the ocean knows far better how to handle Hamas than a group of pathetic Israeli generals and politicians. Maybe right. United States AID paid a rapper in Gaza $3 million to produce anti-Semitic rap songs. That's wonderful. Multiple illegal immigrants from Venezuela have been arrested for allegedly orchestrating a multi-state sex trafficking ring tied to the notorious Tren de Aragua gang. So, yeah. Oh, we're getting towards the end. Now they're going to take it up to 100 people. President Trump's buyout offer has already been President Trump's buyout offer has already been accepted by 75,000 federal workers. Number is going to rise. Latvian government intends to transfer 42 armored personnel carriers to the Ukrainian Defense Forces, enough to equip a battalion. In addition, Lithuania has also decided to supply the Ukrainian army with 14 American-made M113 armored personnel carriers, short-range anti-aircraft missile systems, and other types of military weapons. Almost like word went out that it would no, I gotta respond on someone on the old prepper now. The guy is doing the assumption thing. Just because I like what's going on, let me just call this out now before I go in and comment, battle comment with him, which he's posting good stuff. He's being respectful. Just because I'm happy with what's going on with Orange Man Bad doesn't mean like I'm full throated and ready to just like I fully understand that there's two sides that are fighting with each other and all of this is largely just a show. Like I get that. Just because I cover the stuff doesn't mean I'm like, oh, Trump gonna win. No, ultimately, probably all of us are going to get screwed over in somehow. That's why we cover this here. So you can prep, get yourself away from the system, and do what you can. But yeah, just because I'm excited that they're going to go in and possibly do some things that are long overdue to get the books, hopefully right. I mean, how can you not be excited about all the stuff that has happened with USAID and going after those people? I just see it like this: there's two groups that are trying to get control of the world, and they're fighting with each other, and I just find it funny as crap. So, I mean, am I wrong? No, nothing is they're not going to get rid of all of our taxes, and public schools are going to suddenly get better. No, that's not going to happen. But I can get excited when they go after and fire the crap out of Samantha Power and take her money source away. I can get excited about that, right? I think that's legit. Anyway, whatever. I'll go battle comment him when I'm done. So almost like word went out that it would be as good as if much physical gold as possible should be in U.S. jurisdiction quickly. Maybe some finally read Sultan's dispatch from last October. He realized Besant read it too. He argued that the global monetary system was shifting toward a Bretton Woods 3. I would agree with this. Real commodities, especially gold, playing a pivotal role in October's note. He suggested that in a world of growing geopolitical and counterparty risks, big players would want physical bullion in safe jurisdictions like the United States, essentially. He warned that gold could reemerge as a key settlement asset in a more multipolar financial order. So, yeah, there's a reason why central banks own gold. Online retail gold is disappearing in China, South Korea, and the same will likely happen in Japan. Not America, though. No. No, here we just buy liquor and TikTok, or Robux for playing video games. By Zhaozhong, not only in South Korea, but also on JD.com, the largest e-commerce platform in China and the world's largest gold retail e-commerce platform. Multiple gold bar varieties are out of stock. It's coming. This whole thing. There's too much. Eggs are $12. That's a little more than HPAI and market forces on that one. We're getting towards an inflection point, as they say. So, President Trump freezes all funding for the National Endowment for Democracy. Good. The NED has been long accused of using American funds to orchestrate regime change abroad. Good. It has been puppeteered color revolutions in Georgia, Kyrgyzstan, Ukraine, and funded opposition movements in countries like Belarus, Serbia, Egypt, Iran, and Venezuela. Why shouldn't we get excited about that? I think that's great because you know that the NED is just a big slush fund for a bunch of rich Democrat donors. So, and an IDF spokesman, Colonel Avishai Adrei, says cash has been smuggled to Hezbollah by the Quds force using civilian flights. The money is being used by the terror group to rebuild itself, according to the IDF. That's exactly what's going on. So, there's a fight coming. There is. There is a fight coming. So, I'd like to thank J Flow, Poor Bastard Prepping, and Roddy Hood for all of your help. That's really, really nice of you to donate such things. Also like to call out my man, some random dude. Hopefully you're doing well down there in the land of palm trees. I don't know if you're back yet. God bless you, sir. Safe travels. But yeah, thanks to all of you folks. Thanks for being here. Um, I don't know. What do you think? I'd like to come here and do it on StreamYard, but they manipulate things. So it's a little less easy for them to manipulate for whatever reason on the phone. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll see how the views and go and everything else. If it's substantially down because this is just what the crap they pull, then we'll switch back. But if this works, if the views are the same and everything is good, I'd do it this way. What do you think? Do you guys like it this way? Do you guys, if you like this vertical and crisis report on StreamYard this way, put a one in. Yeah, put a one in. What do you think? If you don't, put a two. Yes, and smash the like button. Important. All right, so we got one. Yeah, James, good. Sergeant Rocker, I like that name. James, awesome. Howard Clegg's got the best avatar. It's Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah, yeah. I don't care what Simon is redeemable for. That's right. They are. Scrappy Cat, come on. Well, I guess you did have a little trouble getting on here, but a three. Okay. Most people say a one. Okay. It's kind of small. Is there any way to make it larger? There is, Sally Sock Puppet. Talking to my man Sage, he said, hey, try it vertical. It'll put it into the stream. But I think we're just still getting jacked with by some butthurt asshole in the background because his stupid political team lost. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Have another soy latte, jerk. So we'll see. I'm going to see how the views go and all this. But yeah, either way, good with me. Good with me too. I just wanted to check it out. I like doing StreamYard. I like being able to share. I've gotten pretty good at it. But they screw with your views. They screw with everything. So just kind of tough that way. It is what it is. So we'll see. I'll judge how it goes. If the views are down by 20%, which I'd say, judging by the people here, that's a very distinct possibility, then we'll go back to doing something else. But yeah, I don't know. You know what I want, folks? I want them to just not have an algorithm. I want them just to have things organically. That's literally it. Why can't they let just things just be? Why do they have to have an algorithm? What makes all of our young ladies think that they're not good enough and all that? It's all the crap that's from an algorithm from all the different social media that's pushed into their brains. If Congress wants to do something, I've been saying this for a while now. If Congress wants to do something to make social media better, get rid of all the algorithms. Make it so the soy drinking latte jackass in the back can't manipulate things and things are just natural and organic, like Telegram. But they probably won't do that. So, Scrappy, I'm thinking about bringing back the mask. I'm going to be honest with you. So, yeah, we'll see. All right. Oh my God, I didn't bush. Hold on real quick. Bush. Yes. You have the best name ever. Best name. YouTube licks my taint. Mm-hmm. Mm, nice. Le Croix. The Mask of Doom. Yeah, we'll see. We'll do it. All right, friends. I appreciate you being here. Thanks so much. God bless. Stack, stock, stick to the plan. Keep your head on a swivel and your powder dry. Check out the links in the description. You can join us all over. You can become a member here too. That helps. Sometimes that makes them keep at bay. I don't know. Maybe it's stupid for me to cuss out the people working hard, air quotes, in the back. I don't know. I'm so tired of the manipulation. But I don't know. I got a feeling. Big tech is going to be. Oh, we hit 100. Holy crap! Yeah, I got an idea. I think that big tech and all this is going to be under the eye here pretty soon. I think they're just getting all the big stuff and all the funding out of the way with the USAID and the NED and all that, all these places that are the slush funds for the Democrat Party. I think they're going to get all that out of the way and then they're going to start to focus. on different things. And they've mentioned that big tech is one of them. So whoever's in the background, enjoy this now, because I'm telling you, at some point, it's coming. God bless. We'll see you on the next one.